The World Is Not Enough is a first-person shooter based on MGM's 1999 James Bond film of the same name, where the player assumes the role of James Bond through 14 missions with 3 difficulty settings. The player has the ability to run, jump, crouch, swim and dive underwater for a short period of time. One mission is played as a rail shooter in which the player skis down a mountain. In each mission, the player must complete a number of objectives while encountering enemies controlled by the game's artificial intelligence. Objectives range from rescuing hostages to destroying vehicles and collecting items. Some objectives require the player to use numerous high-tech gadgets. For example, the keypad decryptor can be used to decode lock systems, while the ID scanner is useful to copy fingerprints. Mission objectives vary in quantity and length depending on the difficulty setting chosen. Difficulty settings also affect enemy accuracy and damage, and the availability of the game's optional automatic aiming assistance. The player can use several weapons, including pistols, submachine guns, assault rifles, a shotgun, a sniper rifle, and a rocket launcher. Weapons must be reloaded after a certain number of shots and have alternate fire modes. For example, the Wolfram P2K can be used with or without a silencer. In addition, the player always carries a wristwatch which may be used to stun enemies, fire tranquilizer darts, throw a grappling hook, or emit a laser beam to open locks. In some missions, the player can also use night vision or X-ray vision glasses to outsmart enemies. The player has a certain amount of health which decreases when attacked by enemies. There are no health recovery items in the game, although body armors can be acquired to provide a secondary health bar. A Nintendo 64 controller puck is required to save the player's progress through the game. In addition to the single-player missions, The World Is Not Enough features a multiplayer mode where up to 4 players can compete against each other in different game types, ranging from the traditional deathmatch to objective-based games such as Capture the Flag or King of the Hill. Other game types include Last Agent Standing, where players begin the game with a finite number of lives and must survive until the opposing players exhaust their lives, and Uplink, in which players must find and touch uplink units scattered in key locations of the map to score points. Multiplayer games can be played on 14 different maps and can also include bots. Bots' appearances and amount of health can be changed to match player preference.